media and blow it up. That's the whole root behind the final reason of the onion, all the layers, how all of us are in this room together right now. Because at some point we decided to fully commit on social media.
I think I got your steps mixed up here. I got 12, but is there...
I think 2 of them were this, like, repost your winners is not a step.
Okay. Oh, cool, whatever.
But you have 12 steps, that's good.
So, which is good. So perfect, right? Is there, would shorten the gap, Mark, be like a deeper dive into each of these steps? Or is there like a course that is like a deep dive into...
Go through our program anyways, and you'll see for yourself, yeah.
So is that like a blueprint, an example of a blueprint?
The course would be post and promote content that adds value. And that brings them to an opt-in to where now they're hooked in with Mark. Anytime you value add, you become a raving fan of the person if you get them real results. So yeah, we're hitting on some of the training. This is the purpose of business is to create raving fans. That's it. That's the whole purpose of business. Why are we making the money we're making? We just have a lot of raving fans. And how you do that no one can understand in the marketplace right now, especially people that are newer, they just want to make money fast, is they first are followers. So if you repost content, someone's like, ah, cool, I'm going to follow you. But if you turn that person into a supporter, you're consistent. You're consistently posting good content. Now they're a supporter. It's like, this guy's cool. If you really get authentic and polarizing and post consistent content that's based on you and really help people, they become a believer. But believers don't buy anything. To turn them from a believer to a raving fan, this is the only way you do it. You have to get them an actual result. So Eric Thomas came to me years ago. Do not share this. Years ago, he was getting millions and millions and millions of views, but wasn't making any money. A lot of his people are what? Believers, fired up. But you have to get somebody what's a real result? Make them $1 online. Help them actually lose 5 pounds. Give them an actual connection or a network. So if Mark teaches something that someone's like, oh my gosh, I actually tactically got.
Like here's the best part of all. This takes it to another level. He brought up something perfect. If you can get them a result in your ad before they even go to the thing, that's when you're going to crush. So that's not always the case, but the reason our banana ad is the highest converting ad is because I literally say, would you blow up your business if you could reach 100,000 people a day? Well, I'm going to show you how I do it with a banana, because if I can do it with a banana and show you step by step how I get it 100,000 views in 24 hours, you can follow the same process for your own videos. Hook, done. I got to watch this guy get 100,000 views on a banana so that I can do it for myself. And I show you step 1, this, step 2, this, step 3, this, step 4, this. And then I say, that's it. And I show them the video of the banana 24 hours later with 113,000 views. And I say, I literally just showed you how I did it with a banana. Now you can go and do 100,000 views on your next video. The only problem is getting views doesn't equate to dollars. And then I break that down and I say, so I showed you how to get views because the reality is getting views is just the first part in the equation. Knowing how to monetize them is a whole different conversation, and that's what's going to take me more time. And I've put together a 90-minute training that breaks it down step by step, just like I held up my end of the bargain here. Now I'm going to hold up my end of the bargain and show you how to monetize those views. Register for my training.
You show them the first part after the opt-in on the initial ad. If they opted in from the initial ad.
He shows it on the initial video.
That's the ad on YouTube that I just said. That was the ad. 3 minutes. That was it.
But this is
and
the
then
point.
they register for the webinar, and then I actually show them how to monetize it. And then I say, how many of you feel like in 90 minutes you could totally change your life with what I shared with you versus having coaching with me every week forever and being in a community and getting 100 hours of trainings? Would you be willing to invest a small amount of money if I give you a 365-day risk-free money-back guarantee? I'll take the risk, you take all the reward. Join our program and community and help us achieve our mission and vision of this impact.
You give them a result as soon as possible. 100%.
It just keeps logically going, this guy, I got to do the next thing now. And then at the next thing you go,
now you're here. So guys, we have this $10 million mastermind. I'm just kidding.
But you get it though? So my ad confirms the next step, and then I give them the next step, and then I give them the next step. And I had people messaging me saying, you lied to me. You said you gave me the step and you didn't. And I would go, okay, I got to go back and I got to get them the step. And then I'd go back and I'd craft it again so that I could give them the step. And then people started messaging me saying, how come this is for free? It's so good. I've gotten shit I've paid for that wasn't this good. And I went, boom, that's when I got it. And then I go to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing, and people keep saying you should charge for this or you should charge more for this. And as you can keep bringing people up that status, boom, that's the game.
So why are people continuing to follow him? He gave them a result. He didn't make them believers. He didn't get them to follow him. He gave them an actual result. If they got 100 more views than they got before from his ad, they're hooked. So it's not about getting 100,000.
And then they go, because people literally message me and they say, I did go and do what you said and I've got hundreds of thousands of views on my videos, but damn it, you were right. I don't know how to make money from them. And then they message me and they say, can I join the program now? I don't remember where the link went. But they remembered Mark Lack and they find me on social and they send me that message and my team responds and says, don't worry, here's the sales page to go and join the program now. Do you guys get it? And by the way, if they did go through the actual webinar, then they're getting retargeted. They're on our email list. We're texting them. Our sales team's calling them. Plus, they're following me on social media. So there's 5 ways they're being nurtured.
Webinar was free too, right? After they opted in?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
And then they go into an email sequence for 1 year, and there's 25 times the value there was on the webinar over 1 year dripped to you for free again. And it all just says, P.S., whenever you're ready to take it to the next level, our door's open, and you can join these 3 different ascensions we have to serve you at any level, from a free group to this, to this, to this, to this. And people are just getting served for 1 entire year completely for free, 25 times more value than they just got on the webinar that gets 1 to 2% to convert immediately on the first day after day average. Like I was sitting here, I looked at my phone, I was just like smiled, and I was like, it's like $5,000. And it just keeps coming in all the time. Now I spent money to make that money, but it just keeps coming in. And I know I smile because I'm like, oh, that money came in on 1 to 2%. There's 98 to 99% who are going to go through my nurturing sequence for 1 year and then buy, and then buy, and then buy, and then buy, and then buy. And it's all automated.
What?
What are the 3 steps, the free group, the course?
I say,
consistent value.
P.S., whenever you're ready to grow your personal brand, make more money, and impact more people, here's 4 ways we can help you. Join a free Facebook group. Check out our masterclass training, because they could be 18 months or whatever. They could be, like super fucking far into the funnel, like 200 days into the funnel, and be like, webinar, 200 days ago. So I'll give them a chance to register and watch it again. And at that point, we might have improved the webinar. So they'd be opting into an upgraded webinar with more optimizations at that point. And so I'll give them that chance. So Facebook group, masterclass training, our personal branding accelerator, and work with us one-on-one.
Question.
Okay,
This is your hot seats. We got to finish.
So some people go into the nurturing sequence, didn't buy the digital program, jump straight to 20, 30 grand.
Good.
So are you giving away 75, 80, 85,
100%.
your best stuff?
100% of my best
People are
stuff.
paying for what? A deeper level of access?
People are paying for cap. Put a lid on it. I fill your cup up with free value, but because it's free, you're frivolous with it and you don't value it, and it spills everywhere and you never really get the full value. And so you want me to put a cap on the value, which is confirmation. You got the stuff, but you go, that was for free. That can't really make me millions. It was free. And I'm like, you dumb idiot. I've made millions off giving people that advice because it works, but you got it for free. So the value of, it hasn't set in that could make me millions because I got the advice for free at a coffee shop. Like, hey, you want to know how I make millions? It's doing blah, 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 blah. And then you walk away and you go, nah.
I'll also give it, Napoleon Hill talks about it, right? All the information in the world doesn't mean anything until it's organized. So when they get into him, it's all now organized.
Now I say, I go like this. Imagine going to a library and I've ripped all the pages out of the book and just threw them everywhere. And you're reading a page and you go, this is great. And you drop the page and you pick up another page and you're like, this is great. And then I say, cool, well, at some point when you'd like to invest, all the pages are put together, neatly organized in chapters and as syllabi, in a book, in a library, in a section that you can identify instantly. So you go, how do I reach people again? Right there in that section, open it up, boom. How do I monetize that? Go to that section, grab the book, open it up, boom. And so you follow me long enough and you start reading enough of my pages, you pay me because I give you access to the library.
So they're paying for a framework, for accountability.
I
They're
call it-
paying for consistency.
Yeah, exactly. I call it cap because they want confirmation. Can you confirm real quick? Like she's asked me stuff just, like everybody, 5 times the same thing. And I'm like, she really needs confirmation that that's the right thing to do because it's scary. It's my business. It's my livelihood. It's my money. It's my family. It's my mortgage. So they want that confirmation that when they're really going to take that action to invest in something or to do something or to change something, they want confirmation because if it doesn't work out, then it could affect everything else in their life. So they want the confirmation. A is access. People will get all his stuff and my stuff for free on our podcast, the books, the shows, the social media over years. You'll get it all for free. but they want access to the same information and people in a higher level. It's one thing to chat with me on my weekly call. It's another thing to have dinner with me at my house with my family. You guys are now in our family. Access, way different than following me on social media. And I'll put it together and I'll answer it, organize it any way you need it. And then P is help putting it together. So you want confirmation, you want access, and you want help putting it together because I've given it to you, but I didn't help you put it together. I say put it together yourself.
Shouting like this. I'm giving it away for free, and at some point hey.
You're doing it strategic though. You're making it sound like you're just shooting from the hip and throwing spaghetti on the wall. I'm saying it's actually a science, and you track every single part of the science. So when you're throwing spaghetti on the wall, you can be like, okay, something about that went really well, and then you start doubling down on that.
So can I send a link to the group of the last video I did?
Yeah.
Just get feedback on it?
100%. Yeah. Put it in the WhatsApp group. But what it does too is when you give away some of your best stuff, it forces you to level up and get better.
When I do a launch and I offer something like with him, he'll promote me, I'll promote him for our programs, for our audience that's in other tiers of commitment. They, like when we promote each other, that will be a window where I add more value in 7 days than I have in a while, because I'm gonna fill your cup up so much that then I can say, so now just imagine paying for higher levels of confirmation, access, and help putting it together. And that's in the form of this program. People are like, dang. So I remind them that I'm way more than a bunch of 60-second videos and interviews with people. I'll go live maybe for an hour or post a 30-minute training that I know is fire. And I might go in my library of my program people pay for and pull one of those videos out, and I'll go, taste a little bit of this. And that's when and I'll do that for 7 days. And that's when people will be like, holy crap. There's a lot more on the back of your social media than I thought. There's depth. So social media is breadcrumbs. Now I say, come to the restaurant for today and have a free meal on me. Now everyone wants to keep coming to the restaurant, but you have to pay for it. So I give them a taste from samples to letting you have a free meal on me, and that's when I make the most money, because then I make an offer. If I let everyone eat at my restaurant for the day for free, I'm selling them something. I'm not doing that, you know what I mean? It's business. And so that's when everyone comes in and eats for free. Then I say, now you guys can all sign up for something. And then it made it worth it. So the day you give your most value away for free should also be in the time of which you make an offer. But you do the breadcrumbs year round so you can constantly have the chum and all the fish around the boat. And then occasionally you go, today's my day, chum the water a ton and drop hooks in. You see what I'm saying as a metaphor?
So let's simplify. So that's a lot of stuff, but you now have a framework of the steps.
Yeah, absolutely. For sure. I mean, it's content. Back to the base, right?
The right content though. How much content's online right now?
Way too much.
And how much gets consumed? A lot less.
Which is why you have to test. People say, I've been posting hundreds of videos. And then I go and look and I go, they're all terrible.
And they're like 6 views, 9 views, 2 views, 7 views.
You've been doing the same thing. Like you should know within 3 to 5 videos, that's the wrong approach or the wrong audience for the content. Yeah. Boom, next.
For sure. I'm giving away
You're in Mark's situation where you're in a little town that's all conservative. He went against the grain? Same thing.
Yeah. Well, it's ingrained in my mindset too.
Yeah.
So you need to change your identity. You can talk to Jeff about this.
That's number 3. So figure out your persona.
Because you'll never outperform your identity. And so if you're the small guy from the small town, you'll never become the big guy from the small town. And so it's changing the identity and the label. So talk more with Jeff, but that's the first step. That's what I had to do. I'm sure he had to do that in his own way.
And people know I'm a small town kid from Oregon.
So we're giving you big time strategies, so you can't be a small time guy. You need to change your identity and be like, oh, I'm a big guy. I can use big strategies. I can make big money and big moves.
Does anyone else have thoughts for him? I think you probably got some good value. Cool.
You guys probably just nailed a whole lot of people's questions.
Yeah. You guys like the we like the frameworks where you guys are like, you could leave and plug and play.
And then you can always just call us and be like, hey, can you look at my ad real quick? Hey, can you do this real quick? You know what I mean?
That's how I feel right now.
Did that help though, the framework?
Yeah, my hot seat, I was going to try to find a way to ask for that. You
Cool.
know what I mean? Cool. So, yeah.
That's awesome. Love it. So what's your first thing?
Oh, shit.
So figure that out.
Yeah, I gotta figure that out.
Before you leave.
Send a message.
You know what you're going to dominate. Do you know the audience? You know your audience's problems and ambitions.
Here's the thing. I want to make a big distinction for people. Personal branding, you don't need to find your message. You need to position your stance. And there's a big difference. So Peter, you might not know his message. Every one of you, if I had you all fill out a quiet survey that was anonymous, y'all would all probably say some different shit about what his message is, but you all would say similar things if I said, what does Peter stand for? And so when it comes to the personal brand, what you stand for is more important. When it comes to marketing, your message matters. And that's the problem, is for personal branding, I see everyone being like, what's my message for my personal brand? No, what do you stand for? That's the difference.
And your message should mimic that. And it will automatically if you're authentic. Cool. So we'll go through the action steps a little bit later. Cool.
Thank you.
Yep.
Hey, what's up? And thank you for watching this video. If you enjoy this video and this content, make sure you hit the subscribe button below, put the notifications on, and I assure you, you'll love this content in these videos.